everyone. I'm traveling first class again. Hold on. Let me unplug my laptop. This is first class. There ain't many people here again. Hold on. Check for the internet. Hold on, why is there no internet here? Hold on. Or maybe they don't have any internet in these types of train. Well, let's check on my tablet. Scanning. Nope. No internet here. Never mind. I don't need the internet. Hold on. Let's see what I can say. Alright. I wanted to make a video about Helvetii. Yes, you heard me correctly. Helvetii. You know, in Latin it's Helvetii, but the H is often not pronounced, so it's Helvetii. Helvetii is the name of Switzerland, the ancient name of Switzerland. And officially, Switzerland is called Confederatia Helvetia. You see, or Helvetia if you use the right Roman pronunciation. Anyway, there's a reason I want to talk about the countries because of this. Look, this is a forum. It's a game forum, obviously. I don't know. Yes, it's a game forum, but it has to do with the ancient Celtic culture. And this user is talking about how Julius Caesar conquered the Helvetii people. I'm not going to read all of it. To be clear, I'm not going to read it at all. But what this guy is basically talking about is the report of Julius Caesar and of other ancient Roman sources of how Caesar conquers the Helvetii people. And check this out. I'm going to this calculation here. Let me zoom in so you can see it clearly. Hold on. Can you guys see that? Yes. From here you should be able to see it clearly. Yes, let me turn on. You see it over there? There were about 368,000 Helvetians or Helvetians before Julius Caesar began his conquest. At the end of it, there were only about 124,000 Helvetians. So 2/3 of the Helvetian people were either killed or sold as a slave. And there was another tribe, the Boii tribe. 14,000 of them were forced to stay in the Helvetii territory, but they have to become Roman allies. You see, Julius Caesar betrayed the Helvetii people because he formerly had a contract with them of alliance, but he betrayed it, and he began to hunt upon innocent women and children. The Helvetians, those that survived, called him a coward. Yet the Italians, the ancient Italians, they labeled Julius Caesar as a hero. Now, I want you to think about this very, very deep, okay? 2/3 of a nation was wiped out, either by murder or by being expelled into slavery. Okay? And those that were left were forced to take over the Roman culture, the Roman usage. Okay? Now, I want you guys to think about that with an open eye, okay? I'm gonna turn the camera towards me now. It might be a bit lighter. Wait. Let's racket the camera. Now, I will leave it like this. 2/3 of a nation destroyed. For what? To prove the military supremacy of an Edomite, because Julius Caesar was not a Roman, neither was he a Greek, he was an Edomite. You know, some of the Edomites married women from Central Asia, and they migrated to, you know, to the area, to Sarmatia. Sarmatia is the area today called Ukraine. So those Edomites that mixed with the women from Central Asia, they became the Khazars. And Caesar is basically another word name for Khazar. Julius had to carry that last name to show that he was not Greek, nor Roman, nor Macedonian. You see, he received the Roman citizenship as an honor, not by birth. Because by birth he was neither Roman, nor Greek, nor Macedonian. Okay? So he was an Edomite, a Khazar, a foreigner that had to prove himself. And yes, he did prove himself, but he sacrificed the lives of about 2 million people. 1 million were murdered, tourist campaigns, and another 1 million sold into slavery. Those Helvetians included. Now think about this, people. If someone would rise up today and do something like this, everywhere on social media, people would be calling it genocide, tyranny. They would be calling it all kinds of names. And that would be 100% correct. Hold on, I need to show my tickets. Yes, here it is. I can sit first class, so it's not a problem. But think about it, guys. They didn't have social media during that time. It was before Jesus was born. During that time, they didn't have social media, they didn't have television, they didn't have mass media as today. No internet. Communication was very slow, so such stuff could easily happen and nobody would notice. And they could easily rewrite history and nobody would have known about it. Yet there were a lot of people that witnessed it, and they've left testimonies and traces in history. That's why till this day we can know that there was a genocide against the Helvetian people, or Helvetian people. See, it just depends how you pronounce it. Besides that, the Helvetians that survived also testified about it. But if the Helvetians weren't able to testify about it, and if other people didn't testify about either, then today we would have a hole in our historical narrative concerning the Helvetians. But because the evidence remained, that hole isn't there. We know what happened. Even if we didn't know what happened, even if we couldn't have known what happened, it still happened, and the consequences are still there. You see, there are many holes in our historical narratives because there's so many crimes against humanity that we don't want to talk about. And this both in ancient times and also in the present day. Because also today there are a lot of crimes against humanity happening in plain sight, into our face, that we choose to pretend as if it doesn't exist, as if it doesn't happen. You see, 9/11 was a false flag. You see, people from the inside committed that crime and they blamed it on Muslim terrorists. And there are many of such things happening today. Some of the news recordings that you see are also fake. They pretend as if something bad happened while nothing happened. And you see, also in ancient times such stuff happened. So for example, the Romans, the city of Rome, they've built 2 walls in Britain. One under Emperor Antony and one under Emperor Hadrian. 2 walls, you see, and between those walls was a big landmass, you see, and that country that came into existence between those 2 walls, they called Valentia. The Valentians, those people were called. Yet when you look through in our historical narratives, nobody even knows that the country Valentia existed. You see, why was the country Valentia created? To create a buffer state between Caledonia, which was ancient Scotland, and between Britannia, Roman Britain. Why a buffer state? Just to give the people in Britain and Gaul, which today we call France, just to give those people the idea as if Rome is there to protect them, as if there's danger. That's why we need to unite with Rome to remain a civilized world. There was no real danger from the Picts, from the Caledonians, because the Caledonians were only about 500,000 people, and in Roman Britain you had about 4 million people, 3.5 to 4 million people. And the Britons in Rome, in the Roman Britain, they were so integrated in the empire, so there was no possible way that the Caledonians could have formed any threat against Roman Britain nor against Gaul. But Rome, also in cooperation with the Picts, they had to do this for political reasons, to make people believe that there was a real danger. Well, the same thing that happened during ancient times, false flags and also genocides that were forgotten, the same thing's happening today. In South Sudan, millions of Christians, about 2 million Christians were murdered. At least that's what the reports say. I'm not sure if there were really 2 million Christians. It can be much less, but anyway, a lot of people were murdered to found that country, Sudan. South Sudan, I mean. And there are more such examples. And now the thing is, why are we taking it? Why are we tolerating it? Literally, why are we tolerating such
Dames en heren, komen aan in Den Haag Hollandspoor. Aansluiting voor Den Haag Centrale Spoor 5. Mesdames et messieurs, nous allons à la Hollandspoor. Correspondance pour la ligne centrale à la voie 5.
They didn't came to check the tickets, but
arriving in the name gauges.
I'll check if there's internet soon.
Central platform 5.
You see, it's one thing to live in a world where cruelty is the rule. It's another thing to agree with cruelty and pretend that you are not responsible for supporting it. And you know what I want to say is that we need to learn from the ancient Helvetians. We need to learn from them, because that genocide of their people could have been prevented if they would have acted a little bit smarter. Now, am I blaming the survivors of the Helvetians? No, I'm not blaming them. Obviously, they didn't know any better, okay? Because they were surprised also by what Julius Caesar was doing. What we need to learn from the ancient Helvetians is that you should never go into an agreement with the devil. And of course, you are not that stupid that you're going to call upon the devil himself. You're not, neither upon demons. You see, people aren't stupid. Even Satanists and Luciferians who are worshipping Satan, even they display a certain distance towards themselves and the devil. Because they know that the being they're dealing with, he is terrible. So nobody's going to do that. But what you would probably do is go into a contract with a human being that has the best intentions for you. If someone approaches you with the best intentions, you would probably get along with such an individual, especially if what they are offering you is beneficial towards you, at least for now. You would. And that's where you need to watch out. I'm not telling you to be suspicious of people without any cause. Neither am I telling you to be, paranoid. Absolutely not. Just be aware that Satan often masquerades as an angel of light. You heard me well, as an angel of light. Because pure evil is never attractive. Think about it. If you told someone to let's go out and rape children and murder women and throw their organs around, if someone would say let's go do that, you would say get lost. Who are you? You sick mind. You see, pure evil is not attractive. But if evil masquerades as something good, if evil wears a beautiful mask and that mask shows some beauty and some benefits in it, then it becomes attractive. Even if there's evil behind it, that beautiful mask gives you the impression as if the evil is necessary. So violence out of itself is not attractive at all. Nobody wants to be become the victim of violence. But if they call it discipline, or if they call it justice, now it becomes attractive. Now they see that now the violence becomes sacred. It's still violence, the same thing, it's still evil. But now we just give it a beautiful mask to masquerade what it really is, to hide the reality of it. And you see, the Helvetians, the ancient Helvetians, they made one dangerous mistake by getting involved with Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar did not follow the Lord. Yes, Jesus wasn't born yet, so he couldn't have become a Christian, I know that, but all pagans in ancient times knew that the Most High existed. You also had Hebrews that were scattered throughout the world, throughout the earth. You see, those 10 tribes of Israel that were scattered, you see, they were all over the globe. So they had pagans, the heathen, they had access to the Torah, also to the books of the prophets. They had that. So Julius Caesar knew about God, but he chose against the Lord. He signed his name in blood into satanic contract. He went through the dark room. He did all of that. Those same things they do in Hollywood today, Julius Caesar did them also. So Julius Caesar was a devil worshipper. He sold himself to the devil. Yet he pretended to be a knight. Hold on. He pretended to be someone that had the best intentions for Rome. And he pretended to be someone that had the best intentions for humanity. He claims that Rome was basically the light of the world. This guy claimed that Rome was necessary to maintain peace within Europe and within the rest of civilization.